Hello everyone. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. And I am making myself a single cup of coffee because, yeah, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And that's because it's Saturday and I had a hair appointment to get that gray out of my hair and to get a whole heck of a lot chopped off, didn't I? And so then when I got home, you know what I did? I moved the furniture in the living room around. I do that as a way to get behind everything with the vacuuming and the dusting and all that, and it just kind of gives me the incentive to do all that when I move the furniture around to a different position. Don't know why, it's just how my brain works. So yeah, what can I say? That's what I've been doing once I got home. And so now I'm going to have a nice cup of hot coffee, and I hope that you'll want to stick around and join me for a little bit of my day, and I'll talk to all of you in just a little while. Today I thought I would share with you one of the dinners that I picked out from HelloFresh. And this is called Saucy Thyme Steak. And this is what it came with. It came with 2 sweet potatoes, a package of fresh green beans, some fresh thyme, sliced almonds, some demi-glaze, and 2 ranch steaks. So the first thing that I'm supposed to do is to wash all of my produce and cut my sweet potatoes into 1/2 inch cubes, and then strip my thyme leaves from the stems. And so I'm going to get going on that, and we'll see what this one tastes like. So now what our directions tell us to do is to take our sweet potatoes that we have chopped up and put them on a baking sheet with half of the thyme that we've taken the leaves off of the thyme, and we even chopped them up a little bit more. So this is about, I think it's about half of the thyme, and a large drizzle of olive oil. And then give it a toss. Now I have preheated my oven to 400 degrees, so we are to roast these until they're tender, and they says that this will take about 25 minutes, but we'll check on them in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and get these in the oven, and I'll bring you right back. So now that my sweet potatoes have been cooking for about 10 minutes, I'm going to put in a drizzle of oil into this, into the green beans here, give it a toss, and then add them to the tray in the oven with the sweet potatoes. So I'm just going to push these to the side and then add my green beans. And then put them back into the oven and continue to cook them for the remainder, which is about 15 minutes. Meanwhile, we are to take a skillet and another drizzle of olive oil over a medium-high heat, and we are going to season all over our steaks with salt and pepper. Now it's telling us that we can add this to our pan, and that depending on our desired, how done we desire our steaks to be, it says 3 to 6 minutes per side, and then remove from the pan and let it rest for 5 minutes. So I'll go ahead and get these cooked, and we'll see how this is going to turn out. So I'm removing my steak here. I've turned off my fire here, even though right now what we're going to do is we are going to make the demi-glaze. And so all we're going to do to make that is to add 1/4 cup of water, And then this packet of demi-glaze that they gave me. And we're to scrape up any of the meat drippings, the brown parts, as we cook up this a little bit. We're going to let this simmer for about, I gotta turn the heat back on, 1 to 2 minutes, and it will begin to thicken. So I'll go ahead and I'll let this thicken, and everything should be done in about 3 to 4 more minutes. I'll bring you back, in just a little bit. So here are our plates, and it gave you some almonds to put on with your green beans, and then this is the demi-glaze. It's supposed to be drizzled over the meat. And voila! Simple meal done in less than 30 minutes. So for me, it just really helps, especially on the weekends. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, I'll talk to all of you in just a little while. For today's devotion, our scripture verse is found in Proverbs chapter 15, verse 17. Better is a dish of vegetables where love is than a fatted ox served with hatred. This proverb is not about the content of your meal. It's about the spirit in which we partake of them. The writer of Proverbs is teaching wisdom by comparisons. By showing one thing better than another, he teaches us wise priorities. And even though a dish of vegetables may be far less impressive than a prime filet mignon, the difference here is what is going on while we share a meal with others. This proverb compares a simple dish of vegetables with the food of a rich man's feast. To have a fatted ox was about as special as it got in Israel. If you remember, the father of the prodigal son ordered the fatted calf to be served when his son came home. It is usually the indication of a celebration where only the best is served. However, this proverb is telling us that the fatted ox served, though a wonderful culinary delight, was served with hatred. And today, as well as then, many will gather together to a meal with strife and tension. The conversation is negative and critical, and sarcasm is used to subtly insult others. Some may remain silent in quiet rage, but would rather not be there. The food may taste good, but there is an atmosphere of unease. Our society emphasizes material things as the measure of success, but Solomon taught here that a good life is not dependent on what you have, but rather the love that you share. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 6 tells us godliness with contentment is great gain. And although many may measure an evening by the status of a restaurant or the number of courses or the creativity or the expense of an entree, the important issue should be the company and the relationship among the guests. Then the menu doesn't even matter. This lesson of life should never be compromised because it is based on the loving company instead. Psalms 133 tells us that dwelling together in unity is precious. And when it's enjoyed over a meal, it is truly special. No matter what is served, it is like fellowship from heaven. This proverb is not about the food we eat. It's not about the company we keep. This is not about being frugal, nor is it meant to be a call to be a vegetarian. It is a warning against false hospitality and the expectations that often come with it. It is a warning to share true fellowship, even if it's over celery and water. Fellowship with love will always eclipse hatred, even with fine dining. For one may fill your stomach, but the other will fill your heart and your soul. And with that, I want to remind you, life happens. Let's enjoy it. And we also need to remember Proverbs 17, verse 1. Better is a dry morsel with quiet than a house full of feasting with strife. God bless, and I will talk to you tomorrow.